What's up, Chess Tribe? We got another weekend, another event where I got to commentate. Woo! No, this was the EX07 versus Games Digimon Ultimate Cup that I got to do the production for, and then Ben from Hyper Coliseum got to help me out commentate. It was very exciting. I put a lot of work into that stream, at least from like a production time thing, and I think it went really well. It was cool to see putting a lot of effort into something and having it run well. So I hope you guys like the stream. I hope I get to do more. I hope I get to invite the rest of the Hyper Coliseum crew at some point, and maybe just other people in general. I think I'm in a position where I can spread the love as long as I can. And that being said, let's talk about the top 16 list. I can gush about all that stuff as much as I want, but that's not why you guys are here. You're here for the lists. And first place, Galaxy Loop, the deck that everyone's been talking about. Not everyone, but I feel like it's been like a main thing to talk about, is how good and how like fluid that deck runs and how consistent that deck runs. It's kind of wild how what they can do with how much memory they have, etc, etc, etc. And it brings up a lot of good conversation of like, well, what should we do about Ko and Sao? Should it be the first card that we errata? Should we just ban those tamers because they keep coming up as a problem? Should we ban Mirage Galgamon because that card is a floodgate and it's really annoying? And it's like, but is it really that bad in Mirage? I mean, maybe, but enough of that. Congrats to Charles for first place. I feel like, if I remember correctly, it's one of Hyper Coliseum's own like local gamers that got the top, so that was cool that he got to commentate his own boy winning an event. So that's sick. It was an Ultimate Cup, so no invites go out for this one, which is a little sad, but it is also shout outs to Versus and me, I guess. Like we both were able to run the production and run the show, essentially, a big umbrella term. After a hurricane, we got hit by a hurricane in Florida like the Thursday, like before this, and we came out of it and we still were able to host this for everybody. So I'm pretty proud of that personally. Also, Versus Games kind of new to the Bandai card game hosting scene, and I think they killed this event. They did a really good job, and I hope to see more of them. I hope they get to work with them more. Anyway, enough of the pleasantries. 415 players, 9 rounds. We get to talk about Shine Greymond first. 13th place, holy champ. Shine Grey. Immediately not seeing anything. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. Just not playing any of the new stuff. Like, period. Like, and that's so funny. Look at this. We got the we just pure red yellow Greymon. None of the new stuff from BT 17, 16. When did we just get Shine Grace? 17. Yeah, nothing new. Just good old Shine. Nothing crazy. We added some Crimson Blazes, and that's about it. I mean, just good ratios for rookies. We've seen these rookies time and time again. 1x antibody Agu just because we can. That puts us at 13 rookies, a really consistent amount. Yeah, 9 champions feels kind of low. Into 9 champions, into 6 ultimates, into 7 level 6, or only 4 level 6s, and then 3 of the shine. So I want to call this like burst mode turbos, and they're just hoping to high roll the whole game, but that's a little wild how like there's just nothing new here. Like it's just Sunrise Buster is a good card, 4 offense training, and Crimson Blaze, and then just 4 of everything else. Yeah, I really can't say anything else about this list. I mean, we only have the access to the Bandai TCG Plus names. Holy champ, congrats on getting 13th place with this list. It's unfortunate that it's Shine Gray. That took me back. That took me aback. And we get one of our first Ancient Greys gets to top an event. This is 12th place Terra. This is a player we got to watch a couple of times, at least once. But they were at top tables all night. Just playing Ancient Grey. Good stuff. Like there are some advantages that Ancient Grey gets over Ancient Garurumon, namely like we do have access to 2 viable level 6s, whereas the Ancient Garuru doesn't really, the old one doesn't really do much in the world right now. It's really tough. Yeah, you could potentially get 4 checks if like the stars align, but I have a hard time seeing that. Maybe that's something people should worth people like trying. Maybe we in a world where we can high roll, maybe we get there. That being said, Ancient Gray. For the promo, 4 Uko, 2 Buka, 2 Alda, just in case we need to just, you know, count up the 6 and play that game. We have to play a lot of hybrids in the list just because we do want to fill our trash up. And we're not playing the trash 1, draw 2 of Flamemon, we're the one with piercing, and we're not even playing any of the actually I say that, but we're not even running any of the, I said the thing about the trash, but we're not running any of that warping to Kuya. We're just, I mean, I guess it makes sense. It only warps you into Kaiser, but I just kind of felt that like maybe the extra security attack +1 would be relevant, but no, we just went for 4 memory setter, 4 of the new one, which I like the new one. I went from day one saying the new one was going to be the more mainstay card, especially in the early game. Like, you're probably closing out games with this deck faster than you have 5 hybrids and trash anyway, right? The game plan isn't for you to go long, and it makes sense, especially since like things like Ancient are recycling you a piece anyway. 2 Omnimon Blitz, 3 Gravity Crush, just making sure we get to play our turn and demand our turn. And 2 Atomic Infernos, 1 high-speed plugin to try to get around Mother. And I wonder if, I mean, if we're against Mother, and is the plan just completely flipped on its script, and then we just stack until we can OTK with an Ancient Greymond and Omnimon, or yeah, something like that. Surely that's probably some version of the plan, I feel. Anyway. Congrats, Tara, on your, I always suck at this, Ancient Gray, 12th place, congrats. And then we get to talk about Magnumon X, and Magnumon X, this is 9th place, aka Greymond Magnumon X list. Am I wrong? No. This is his Magnumon X list, or their Magnumon X list, and it's just running pretty much all the same stuff we've seen for Magnumon X before. Blinding Ray, Death X, we added the Paladin mode, Trident Arm is becoming a mainstay. Things that are becoming interesting is we are running 2 high-speed plug-in Ds to get around any mothers. Great Maelstrom is actually just an interesting option that can come out of security. If you have this card in your hand, you may place one of your blue Digimon under another of your blue Digimon as the bottom Digivolution card. Reduce the cost by 3, making it a 6. It's kind of expensive. You may return one of your opponent's Digimon to the owner's deck. So I imagine it actually means to the bottom. Oh yeah, it says bottom. For some reason the text here doesn't say bottom. Oops. And playing the one of Davis Ken, just because we do play Vmon, and so kind of turns on our Great Maelstrom. And also Davis Ken, unironically, is a really good just a good tamer to have to help counter Ancient Garuru, right? This is always going to put a rookie on board for you, and it kind of forces the Ancient Garuru player to always have a rookie backup, like deal with the rookie backup before they can deal with the actual stack, any kind of actual stack they want to deal with. And I'm sure that's one of the reasons they're even running it. And it gets the recycle, blah blah blah. Shu Yulin here as our black tamer, black source for a lot of our things, plus just being able to gain alliance reboot is very valuable on the X antibody. That way we can attack again and then maintain a blocker or something or whatever. Because of reboot. Beyond that, the biggest interesting thing about this list, I can't believe I haven't talked about it until now, is that we're actually running a small Ancient Garurumon package to back up our Magnumon. So we're on 2 of the Lobo promo, and 4 of the Ancient Garurumon. So that is our backup, like that's our secondary level 6 that we could be running. But the only interesting thing that gets me is how do we get there? Like, I guess we Zudomon Ace and then Zudo into Ancient Guru is really our only strat to get there realistically. And with only 2 Lobo, is this an interaction that we see too much? Maybe it's just sometimes we just hard play this thing. That's an interesting conversation to have. Like, the ratio here is why only 2 to where we have 4 Ancient Guru. Maybe sometimes the rookie is just going to become a Lobo into an Ancient combo. Oh, and then the Ancient combo replaces the Lobo anyway. Oh my goodness. How could I forget that very important fact? Once you see one ancient, this Lobo is permanently in your hand. Anyway, we got there. Now we get to talk about Levon X. This is 16th place moments. Leviamon's been kind of moving towards we saw it all day pretty much, and it's moving towards this like Anubismon, Cerberus. It's like dog Levia, I guess. Like very little touch of like Octo and Dragomon, but you can see like we're really on the new Cerberusmon from BT16 to give the inheritable to give rush. We're on the Cerberusmon X antibody. Like this is just the mainstay card for protoform, because Levi X is like, it's just, you kind of have to run 4 of any protoform in this deck. For protoform seems like kind of risky. However, if you just see the X antibodies when you need them, then you're fine. It's just, it's hard to like, you need to digivolve when you have that card, so it's kind of weird. And then yeah, not a lot of craziness to say beyond that. Anubismon is in here, the one of, if you're a purple deck and you're just kind of in the same realm as what Anubismon was, there's no reason not to play it. It's at 1, and it's at 1 for a reason, because when you see it, it just completely flips the script on what your power level is, and it's so disgusting. I wonder how many games they were able to see the one, and it's purple, so you're raw drawing and discarding into these one-ofs that you're trying to find. That being said, congrats, you're not Moment. Then we get to talk about 8th place, Ace Vin 100. 8th place, congrats. A lot of the same. I think the rookie lineup might be slightly different. Slightly more, one more Octomon, but we did cut a Dragomon to finish up having the 4 Cerberusmons, 4 X antibody, but 3 protoform, 1 X antibody, kind of noting the fact that like probably trying to play around what I was just talking about, like every X antibody you use has to evo you if it's protoform, and that gets kind of clunky, kind of weird. But again, 1 Anubis, 1 of the new Cerberus that gives you rush, the Lotmon X antibody to just give you on play 3k, especially when, you know, we're trying to swing over things in this format. When an effect and then when an effect plays one of your Digimon drop cards, so you're just getting to your 1-ofs more, getting to play the game more. The only rough part about this, guys, it does digivolve for 1 in the back, which is rough, but we're playing so many rookies. We got a lot of 1-of rookies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11 rookies. Wow. And then well, I mean, we're playing 4 boosts, 4 trainings. We're okay with all that news. Anyway, congrats Acefin on 8th place. Now we get to talk about the one DNA player. This DNA player we actually Omni DNA. This DNA player we actually saw make it to the finals with a draw, which was interesting. We followed their semifinal and their finals, and they drew in the semifinals due to time, and then went into the finals with that draw. So once they lost in the finals, unfortunately, they dropped down to, I believe it was 7th place. So still top 8, still getting, I think that's still Omnimon. I think top 8, or not Omnimon. You miss out on the Susanomon for not getting top 2, which is a bummer. But you still get top 8. There's no top 4 prizing, if I remember correctly. So, oh, maybe a mat or something. But like you got pretty much all the cards beyond getting the top 2 card, which is bummer. But anyway, Omni Ace, we're seeing, like, I think people have really settled on what kind of ratios the Omni Ace deck can and is playing. Notably, this Omni Ace player actually has the Merciful mode. I feel like we don't see that every time, but very powerful card. For each card with Mega in their traits in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, delete one of your opponent's Digimon. So, I mean, 1, 2, 3. Well, a lot of the time you're deleting 3 Digimon, and then delete one of your, then place 10 cards from their trash to the opponent's bottom of their deck. So you get to reset some of these purple decks, get the clown on 7 ancient demon lords or whatever more often. And then start of your turn, you get that an extra trash if for whatever reason that didn't close out the game for you. Alter B is just forever the win condition. Alter S in the matches we watched did a lot of work for him. It was a very, very powerful card for him. The only interesting thing too here is, like, how do we get over Mother? Is it this Agumon that allows us to get over Mother? Because one of the things I was just thinking about was all our Omnis are 15. So how do we actually, like, go for game. I guess also setting up the black tie gives us 2 KDP. So as long as we have some form of memory boost, or DP boost, we will swing over Mother, which is good. But I can see why that would be difficult to pull off, honestly. So then the last thing I did want to talk about is we are playing the original tie-in mat from, I think, it's on the screen, BT5. Gives all of your Omnimon sec +1, and then if your opponent has a level 6 gain 2 memory. We were watching this guy get a lot of value specifically from the memory of this card, and then I'm sure the security attack plus helped a lot, especially when this Metal Garurumon is unsuspending you. But beyond that, no, seems pretty typical stuff. The Tamer lineup sounds good. This is a deck I've been wanting to play. I just don't have like the time to pick up all these secret rares. Like I think I still need 2 of this Greymond. I don't have any of the Omni Ace. I actually don't even have Alter B, to be realistic. So rough. It is a deck I want to build. I really like the deck. I want to play it if I can, but yeah. It is what it is. Congrats on 7th, though. You made it. It was a really impressive run to watch. Then we get to talk about, I think it was 3 Imperials. We're going to talk about 11th place. Griffith did nothing wrong is his Bandai DCG name. And on first glance, this, like, we're seeing the backup Lydramon instead of playing any extra Stingmons. But, like, the first things that glare at to me is, like, this level 6 lineup is actually kind of like, this is wild. Like only 1 dragon mode and like 2 paladin mode ace is kind of normal, but no backup like BT12 Imperial is kind of crazy. 2 Magnumon X, 2 Hexablow. Like this is such a like interesting top end. And then on top of that, we're playing this Pyldramon from EX1 with inheritable. While this Digimon has Imperialmon in its name, it can't be blocked, which is like a really cheeky answer for Mother, which is so that's just so crazy to me, which is really cool. So yeah, and then you're also really diverse in your digibubble, so that's also interesting. Playing all Demi Vs, but really deciding to mix it up though. And I hope this wasn't like a deck error on your part, but this Paliodramon like is so interesting to me. I wonder if like that you're gonna be like, we're gonna see more of this like around. I don't know. That's a really neat touch. And beyond that, the level 6 lineup, it's just like the strangest level 6 lineup we've seen. Maybe we'll see more of it like as Imperial players evolve into just playing Hexblow. Hexblow is actually another good answer for Mother. Well, no, it's not. What am I saying? Mother is immune to. I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna move on with that mistake. We're gonna talk about 10th place Andar Ball. A lot more traditional here. We're playing we actually found time to fit in the BT12 Pyldramon instead of just going 3 starter deck. Still on the Lydramon instead of any backup XVmon, and then fighter mode BT12 to back us up over so we can attack over Mother as long as we have, you know, at least. Oh, we're not playing purple Wormon? Oh, weird. I mean, I get it. Sometimes I get it, sometimes I don't, but like, yeah, purple Wormon, you're on BT12 fighter mode. Why not get the extra color? Anyway, Imperial, still doing Imperial things. Probably still one of the most, everyone's on Imperial. There's so much Imperial in these tournaments. It gets really, I'm gonna go ahead and say frustrating, but that's besides the point. It's obviously not like taking over the meta or something. It's just kind of defining it, if that makes sense. And then we get to talk about our 6th place Lax Imperial. Well, now again, a lot more traditional on our top end. At least has the BT16 Dragon mode, 1 starter deck, BT12. Only 1 Magnumon X is interesting, but we are on 4 Lydramon, so interesting that we chose not to like at least bump the Magnumon X 1 more, just because like, I mean, we have so many armors, and like this is the kind of armor ratio, this is the kind of level 6 ratio that like I wish more people did. I mean, it doesn't, like, I'm full of it, right? But just being able to consist any pair of 2 level 4s gets us there, right? And I think that's a very powerful thing in terms of consistency. We're also very like condensed with our VMon or our rookie lineup. One of the purple one makes his return, and then we're just playing 4-4-4 for the rest, so 13 rookies. Same tamer ratio we always see, 3 progenitor. 1 of the old paladin is fun. Also has that same effect where if you bottom deck a 7, you reduce the cost by you cheek out some memory. The make it a 3's cost instead of a 7. When Digivolving, let's read. When Digivolving, when attacking, you may return 1 2-colored card from this Digimon's Digivolution cards to the bottom of its owner's deck to trash all of the Digimon cards of one of your opponent's Digimon. Then return all of your opponent's Digimon with no Digivolution cards to the bottom of their owner's deck. So kind of the similar. Both Paladins kind of have a very similar effect, but this is the OG one, and they're both at 16k, which is crazy. 16k I think is still the strongest we've seen a Digimon ever go. Is Aguda 17? I doubt it. But yeah, that being said, congrats on 6th place. Imperial, again, still the most represented deck, and it is what it is. Now we get to talk about Fenrir Lugon, and this one is I think this is Tessero's list. What did he get? He got 14th place. Tessero's list is kind of like it's what's interesting is we're not playing the Doruga package at all. No reason to play the draw discard, just favoring a good chunk of, you know, Hell Lugamar, just playing traditional, like probably what we would see in like the go wide numbers of this strategy. Only playing 8 rookies, so I imagine like the mulligan strategy is just like mulligan into rookie and then or into multiple analog use, so you just drop analog youth because you only care about like 1 turn of winning anyway, which Lugamon, is there a way for Lugamon to win from 5 security? Without alliance, alright, swing, trash 1, do 2. Your opponent's left at 2. You only get 1 more swing, 1 more trash. So at 5 they can't win. So you have to get your opponent to 4 and can ensure that you get alliance somehow. Unless like you find a strategy, unless they were able to have a strategy where what is it? You were able to go into your 6s without passing turns, so then you can just attack. Actually get the attack and then do your plays. I mean, the first play, like in Fenrir Lugon, especially if we're on this many hells, the first play is traditionally just make whatever line you can, go into hell. Ideally, you have the analog youth to keep turn, get the Lugamon back in the back, and just play the game from there. And then, you know, finish your draw discards from there, play a Tyranno if you have to. And I wonder if that was their strategy, but like I just don't see how Fenrir Lugon, it's a good deck. I love it. I'm trying to max ready. I play it a lot. The level 7 version is interesting, and I just wonder if how Tessero feels about how his run went. Like because this deck can be really bricky, and why. I'm sure he had a video. Watch his video. What am I saying? Watch Tessero's video or stream VOD. Oh, also Tessero is commentating the booster box regional this Saturday from when this gets posted, so watch that please. I think he's buddied up with Hong Zero, or Hong, not Hong Zero, those are 2 different people. Huang, am I saying, oh my god, whatever, it's over. We're going to talk. We actually get 2 Fenrir Lugomon's topping, so let's talk about that. This is 4th place Pync, Pync, I'm not sure, whatever. Still on the Doruga package. This is way more what we're used to seeing in terms of Fenrir Lugon. Actually a little a higher count of Hell Lugamon is really interesting. It's interesting for these ratios, I should say. Slightly higher rookie count. Actually on 9 rookies, playing 3 Tyranno and the Doruga package, and then beyond that it's kind of the same as what Tessero is running. 4 4 4 3, even 3 this 2 this 4. This probably a lot of this is probably just kind of becoming Hell Luga or Fenrir Lugamon standard operations. Maybe we cut one of the 6 if we want to try to tech in an extra Tyranno, extra rookie, but at the end of the day the deck is just doing one thing, and it's trying to either get AG into the trash, trying to count to 6. Skull Bellucci, one day I'll be convinced on Skull Bellucci, but Tessero didn't do it, so I'm just gonna call it bad. No, I'm joking. Anyway, we have 15th place Tusa Yang, Dexter Rugamon purple base, and it looks like we took inspiration from black base because we're adding things like the Mega Gargomon Ace, we're adding the Mega Dramon I call it the Marvin Megadramon is the best thing I could call it. Playing Ruin mode is really interesting. But yeah, beyond that, it is just kind of the purple base Fenrir Lugon stuff with just from the level 4s and up, we're playing Dexterugamon. So we just completely give up on Kosuke. We're playing pure purple, playing Analog Youth. The deck now has room for things like Analog Youth because Lugamon is able to pick up our tamer from trash. It just gives us that extra consistency in finding the tamer. One of the biggest debate, like I feel like black base has a higher results over like average higher results over Dexteruga. Like when black base, when it does top, it tops higher than purple, but purple has more tops. I feel like that's a fair, like that's just out of the head, me making stuff up. And next and then so grats on that. So grats on 15th place. It's an achievement, Ultimate Cup, and it's also crazy that this Ultimate Cup capped 415 players, but like it capped from my understanding. Anyway, now we get to talk about 3rd place, Basil from Digital Gate Studio. I think it's this Basil. Maybe someone else is using this tag, but congrats to them. Watch their stuff, watch their channel. Maybe they have a video on this. I mean, as a content creator, maybe it should just be the norm. I don't know. Maybe they didn't. Maybe a Twitter post, X post, Twitter post. Anyway, some more of the same. Still purple base. Actually playing the Baumon that lets you digivolve off of discarding rather than just when you put in the tamer, because now this Baumon you can just infinitely use it. Like at so many points in this deck, are you trashing cards that it makes sense? I actually found time to have a Hell Lugarmon, which is really cool. And beyond that, you know, analog normal. This is what we see from purple base playing these tamers, because Analog Youth can. AG being in the trash is a-okay by us. Playing a ton of Ukamon, like it's really Fenrir until we start counting at the 5s and up, and then it's back. Like this like whole like middle is what we call Dexteruga, and everything else is kind of Fenrir. Like let's be real. I mean I guess the 4s, but Fenrir's running these 4s too, which is kind of amusing. But anyway, congrats Basil on 4th place. Yeah, no, oh my god, 3rd place. Then we get to talk about 2nd place. 2nd place, Dashi with a little cat face, like a dots, and like technically equals 3, but with dots instead. Birds is a really interesting deck. I think Birds needs more representation. Not playing any of the Christy Damons is the first thing I think about when I see this list. So Birds is an interesting deck because it can get around. It can still it does trash security. I forget where or how it does it, but it does do it. And it does a lot. Maybe we're not running the guy that trashes security here. Is it the X that trashes security on deletion? One of your opponents. Which one trashes security? On deletion, one of your trash the top card of their security. Okay, cool. Sorry. So once you get them low, you can start trashing security. I knew it was there, but interesting enough, we're playing Dino Rexmon. That's absolutely random. When Digivolving Blitz. Okay, cool. All turns, your opponent has 1 or more memory. They can't play Digimon with 6k or less, and this Digimon gets 4k plus power. Is this the secret? Is this the sauce for Imperial? Oh, that's so cool. Oh my god, you genius. You absolute Chad. What is this? Oh, that's so cool. So they have to be at 0 memory before they play anything? That's so sick. And then all your on deletions are gonna, oh my god. Oh, this is, the partition this gets around partition. Dude, you're so cool. That's it. You're cool. And then like you have the ace, just in case they try to be mean to you and your dinosaur. Oh, that's sick. And then low on the rush Akiho tamer. I thought that you would probably run more in a list, but I don't know anything. I don't play Birds. And then 3 Protoform, 2 boost, 4 trainings, Gravity Crush. Just like a good just option package to just play our game and try to win our game and not let our opponent, like, we're not looking to super slow down our opponent. We're just trying to play our birds plus our giant green dino. Oh, the X antibody goes into, he's an X antibody, isn't he? Oh, Chad. Absolute Chad. Absolute Chad. Then we get to talk about our one Mirage player. One of our genuine Mirage players. 5th place, Zet. We're seeing all the new inclusions in this. This is a low tamer count though. Wow. I mean, I guess we have to find room somewhere, and we're only down to 3 tamers. Maxing out on all our boosts and trainings, only 3 tamers is like wow to me though. However, we're seeing only 1 Digimon Ace in favor of playing 4 of the Kunmon. I don't know. You may play 1 level 3 Digimon card from one of your blue Digimon's Digivolution cards without paying the cost. It's just a cheeky way to get your opponent to draw more cards. And then get on play. One of your opponents can't attack until you got some cool on plays. Even the Sotanamon players can't reduce play cost is cool. Beyond that, it's sick. Well, that's very sick. I find it interesting. Tell me how many times you couldn't find your tamer and you lost because of it. When you're playing 3 Hex Blau, I imagine you just don't care as much. And yeah, no, interesting. I know this is a really cool list. This is one of the most unique Mirage Gals we've seen in a minute. Just kind of mixing up the numbers a little bit, and I appreciate you for that. 5th place, congrats to that. Then we get to talk about our champion, Charles Mirage. Definitely the deck that's bringing up a lot of conversation right now in terms of what do we do? Do the tamers just need to be banned? Is it finally Mirage Galgamon's time to be removed from the game? I feel like if there was ever a time to errata cards in Digimon, these tamers should absolutely be them. I feel like it was kind of in the same vein as a Pokemon. These tamers not requiring the specific Light Fang Nightclaw tag, I think is just a fundamental mistake. I understand why people like this deck in terms of like, wow, it's so unique. It finally is a deck that just doesn't just count to 6. It's actually have to think, and you play Yu-Gi-Oh! It feels like most of the time with this deck, and if people are looking for that right now, good for you. I get why people get upset at this deck. It just has hour-long turns. It gains a lot of memory. It's really interesting. It's really fun to watch. But playing against it, it's just like, all right, I'm gonna go get a drink, and then you watch an episode of Game of Thrones, and they're still going. But no, it's a good deck. Obviously, it just brings up interest. It's a deck that's responsible for a lot of interesting discourse right now. Discourse? Does that have a negative connotation? Anyway, doesn't matter. Separate the player from the deck. Charles, congrats. You earned it. You deserve 1st place. Congrats on your Shine Greymond Burst mode. That's really sick. I hope you're a Shine Greymond Burst player. I hope so. Otherwise, I hope you enjoy your trophy card. That's really cool. Susan is also a really pretty card. So congrats on your success. I can't be mad. All right, that's going to be it for me. I butchered this video, so there's going to be a lot of cuts. But yeah, like, share, subscribe. It was really cool to get to do production this time, add production to the list of ways I can be useful to the community, and to just the plethora of things I do. And it was a lot of fun. Hope you guys liked it. Hope you guys liked my production value that I tried to have. Also in the comments, let me know if you prefer the webcams being top and bottom or side to side. I know often like I look at streams like Tessero's or some of like the official Bandai One Piece streams where they have things side to side, and I just don't know which is better. I feel like most of the time top and bottom you can be more flexible, especially if someone has a really bad camera, whereas side to side it's really hard for the human brain. Like if a camera is really bad, the human brain kind of struggles, so it gets really awkward and like seasicky. So let me know. Maybe the next time I do switch to the side to side and I just say screw it to the putting cards on the screen, because that honestly it's really hard to put cards on the screen, guys. I don't know what else to say about that. Anyway, like, share, subscribe. See you guys next time. Watch the stream on Saturday. Support Tessero, support Hong. I don't know who's doing production for that, but wish them the best. It's not easy, and I'm glad they don't have to do it alone like Avault did. Avault, you're a king for that, by the way. I'm out.